All right, before this video starts, I just want to let y'all know, okay? I went back over the weekend to my home from college, and I got myself a haircut, all right? And when I went back to get a haircut, I tried somebody out new. I cheated on my barber, all right? I cheated on my barber, and y'all can do what y'all want with this information, but he was a certain type of ethnicity, I guess, a different descent, and maybe like the way he cuts hair is a little bit different. So, well, however he cut it definitely does not suit me. But I just want to let you know, like maybe y'all saw in the thumbnail already. Y'all see it right now a little bit, but it just looks different when I put my hand out. And maybe the thumbnail's like smaller, so you can't really see it. But I'll be honest, and I got hit with the Edgar of Doom. All right, I got hit with the Edgar cut. Like I said, he's just a different type. I'm so crazy. I can't even look at myself. I'm just not gonna look at myself. He's a different type of descent, like I said. So maybe his way of cutting hair is different than the way I kind of usually like my hair to be done, but it's super straight right now. I don't want to even look at my face in the OBS camera. I'm so cheesed, bro. And I lost a trade today, so I have a chopped ass cut over the weekend, and then coming on a Monday, I lose a trade. What a way to start the weekend or the week, right? But it's all good. The trade I took, honestly, I took my loss. I managed my risk really, really well. So one thing about today and the trade I took today was, I'm going to be completely honest and transparent. I haven't been managing my risk too well over the past few days because I've had winning days, right? But the losing days, I'd either overtrade a little bit or the losses will be as right there, as big as my wins, or like maybe slightly under, right? So whenever I lose, I kind of just get my wins all back. And today I've been over the past, honestly, like a week or a week and a half, I've been really trying hard to follow my discipline, and because my trade management was really like the amount I was risking each trade would be different every single time, and that's not how I want to do it now. I know that if I'm able to lose consistently, as long as I'm losing, as long as I know how much I'm going to lose going into the market, and as long as I'm able to mitigate that, even though I lose maybe like 5-6 times, my model just doesn't, like the way I trade my model, it would take me like over 10 trades to lose for me to blow the account, and that's just, I'm confident in my model that won't happen because of the back testing and the forward testing that I've done with my model. So yeah, moving on forward, honestly, if I'm able to just purely stick to my discipline, stick to my rules, my trade management, there's no way I can't pass an account, right? So today, I mean, maybe I've said this before, but today was a bit of a different loss, in terms of like just losing. I feel like, again, it's just part of it, and it comes down to how many times I'm able to lose, and then those one win or 2 win, 3 win weeks are definitely going to eat back my losses, as long as I'm able to kind of mitigate them and manage my risk. So small loss today because I was able to manage it correctly. I knew how much I was risking. I knew how much points it was to my stop loss. So very good loss today. But in terms of trade, I also like the trade too. But yeah, we're just gonna get into it. Enough of talking and looking at my chopped ass cut. God, we're just gonna get into trade recap. All right, so daily buys. That's where I kind of messed up as well. The daily buys. I was looking for today to be more of a bullish kind of day today, purely because we had just, coming into the market, we had just swept our weekly lows, right? We had swept our weekly lows, and on the 15-minute, we were kind of on the 15-minute, this is the 15-minute right now, we were kind of pushing towards this 15-minute fair value gap, and so that was a big thing as well. So we swept weekly lows, right? And then the big thing here was whether this 15-minute fair value gap would be respected or disrespected. If this 15-minute fair value gap would have been disrespected, in addition for us to sweeping that weekly low, I would have been confidently bullish today. However, if it was respected, I should have been heavily bearish today. But I feel like I don't know, maybe I don't know why I wasn't as confident in being bearish bias today. And because of that, even when market tells us that we've respected this 15-minute fair value gap consistently, right? So we respect it here, respect it here, respect it here, and then right when market opens, respect it again. This 15-minute candle closes, and at 9:45, that's when macro starts. We clearly see that this 15-minute fair value gap has been respected. I should have been heavily bearish. In addition to that, we have a higher time frame unicorn model. We have a high here, a higher high, a high, a low, a higher high, and a lower low, and then it's respecting that 15-minute fair value gap, which is a part of this entire bearish unicorn model. We should have been bearish today, but that's just not what I saw. And then in addition to that, we get another kind of confluence confirmation. We have a 5-minute unicorn here. This is what a lot of people entered off of. We have a 5-minute unicorn, a high, a low, higher high, lower low, and we also get a 5-minute SMT here. Was it it was a 5 or 1 minute SMT. It was a lower time from SMT. And then macro, like I said, starts at 9:45, and as soon as 9:45 hits, we retest that breaker block level because, like I said, high low. So this would be our breaker block here. We retest that breaker block level as soon as macro starts, and it's like clockwork, right? We retest it, changing the state, and then we just deliver downwards. But the big thing here was I didn't really see too much reason for us to head lower unless we want to grab this point of draw on liquidity. And I don't know. I just didn't think we would grab that, especially after sweeping the previous weekly low. So I thought we'd at least, even if we wanted to grab this day draw on liquidity, we'd at least grab like some London highs, London buy side liquidity, something like that at least. But we didn't get any of that. So I missed that first move because I wasn't necessarily looking for it. I saw it, but I didn't take it. And so price just dumps without me, which is fine, right? Like I feel like I've gotten well with dealing with FOMO a lot, and now I'm just waiting for our second macro to happen to see if we get an opportunity there. So this is the actual trade that I took, which kind of messed me up today, but it had all my confluences, right? I had everything that I needed for my model, but the thing was, there was one thing that I didn't need, which is what messed it up, right? So the things I do need, well, it needs to be in a macro, which it was, right? So macro second macro was at 10:45, so it's within our macro, and it ends at 11:15. So it's within the macro. We need some sort of a market. In this case, we need a market maker buy model because we're looking for a price to head up and kind of retrace, right? So we need a market maker buy model. We have a consolidation phase. We have 2 accumulation phases. That's good enough for me, right? That's a market maker buy model. Accumulation, first phase consolidation, first phase accumulation, second phase accumulation, and then we have our smart money reversal down here. And within that smart money reversal, our third thing that we need now is a unicorn model, and we have a unicorn model on the one. We have a high, a low, lower low, and a higher high. So essentially this is our breaker block. These two down, or this candle right here is our breaker block, because we have our high, our low, a lower low, and then a higher high. So it makes this single up close candle our breaker block. And then usually, we do have a fair value gap here as well. We have a 1 minute fair value gap, and then also a 1 minute change in the state. So we have a change in the state, fair value gap, breaker block, all within our unicorn model, which is honestly that's a pretty strong unicorn model, right? So that's 3 things that we needed, but we need 4 things, right? The last thing we need, a lower time from SMT, and we have a 15-minute SMT here, right? A 15-minute SMT. So we have our 4 things. We have a market maker buy model, we have a unicorn model, it's in a macro, and we have our SMT. So when price kind of expands, I'm expecting for us to retrace back into this level so I can enter off that fair value gap. However, you can see I marked out here that we have an SMT, and at this point in time, I thought this was lower time from, like, I looked at the 5 minute and I thought this was a 5 minute SMT, but if I go into the 15 minute, it's valid as a 15 minute SMT as well. So this was actually a 15 minute SMT. But even if I knew it was a 5 minute, I should have never entered this trade. The reason why I still entered was I thought we also had a 4-hour SMT here. Like at the time, obviously it got invalidated, but we had a 4-hour SMT, and because of we had a 4-hour and a 15-minute, I thought it would outweigh that bearish 15-minute SMT, and so I kind of ignored it. That was where I went wrong. Whenever something invalidates my trade, my model, my setup, it's telling me not to take the trade, right? So that's where I went wrong today. And another confluence we had was this 5-minute change in the state, which is essentially where we put in our 5-minute bearish SMT or 15-minute bearish SMT. So yeah, that's what happened, and I basically just ignore that SMT. So right when we come back down to our 1 minute fair value gap, and then we also inverse a 5 minute here. So we had quite a bit of confluence for us to start pushing the upside, but I guess it was in addition for us to being heavily bearish, the order flow, and that 15-minute SMT just really got us. So I need, like, this wasn't a perfect setup because of that SMT. Like, I need to wait for my steps. Yes, I was waiting for everything, but I didn't wait for everything. Okay, I didn't checklist there was something that I didn't need, and that's also something I had to be aware of. Yes, I got everything that I needed, but there was something else that I also didn't need, and I gotta be aware of that. So yeah, that's predominantly the main reason why I lost today's trade. Then again, did really well calculating my risk. 25 stop loss. I still remember it was 25 points. I don't know why maybe this got moved. It was 25 points, risked 190, like 200, 190, 25 times 250. And now I want to risk 200. So that's 4 micros that I entered with. So yeah, I lost around 200 today, but that's in nowhere nowhere the amount I usually win with my trade. So as long as I stay consistent, manage my risk, manage my rules, I should be fine, and I'm confident that I'm able to do that. So yeah, I'm excited to see if I'm gonna be able to hold myself accountable or not. But yeah, that was the trade I took today. Hopefully you guys learned something from it. I usually go full screen when I'm exiting, but I really don't want to. All right. I really don't want. I mean, I don't want to full screen to my chop haircut, but it's fine. But yeah, thank you guys for watching today's trade recap. If I take a trade tomorrow, I'll post a recap. If I don't take it, that's cool too. Today we just absolutely dumped, honestly, and I was looking for more of an accumulation, consolidation kind of day for Mondays usually. So we'll see what we do tomorrow. But we're probably gonna be bearish for the week. I mean, we'll see what happens. Maybe we'll reverse, but if tomorrow's bearish, I just might be wrong with the weekly bias again. But yeah, nothing much else other than that. Oh my god, I thought I wasn't recording, but yeah, never mind. I was recording. Okay, thank you guys for watching. God bless and have a safe rest of y'all's evening. See you.